I just found 10 broken class setups that you guys need to use right now in Warzone, and it's ridiculous. If you guys drop an early like, you guys will get a year of good luck starting today, and I wouldn't miss out. Now, I've organized this video by the gun names down below, so if you guys see a certain gun that you want to see the class setup for, just skip to that part, but I have these 10 class setups that I want to start with the TAC-V right now. So we are going to build the TAC-V, and my goodness, this thing is an absolute monster. A lot of you guys are using the TAC-V wrong, and I personally think that you guys are going to have a lot of success with my build. So let's start with an optic. We're going to throw on the AIM OP-V4. Very clean optic. You can't go wrong with this. Use a barrel. I personally don't use a barrel, and I'm going to go straight to the muzzle. We're going to throw on the sack and tread. Now, this build right here, we're going to reduce the recoil by a substantial amount because the TAC-V, it does have a lot of recoil, and I'm not gonna lie, it can be very difficult to use if you don't know how to properly build it, I guess you could say. So mind you, when I tune these attachments, don't tune it to the exact amount. You don't have to. You don't have to stress yourself out with that. And this is the build for the TAC-V. It is an absolute monster. Watch this in the gut. Thing is an absolute monster, so make sure you guys do use this class set for the TAC-V. I'm gonna build the M4. I love the M4 so much. Now, I've been using it a little bit differently. It's because I don't use an optic anymore. If you replace the optic with another attachment, this thing is gonna be an absolute monster. Watch this, okay? If you guys can get used to it, that is, you'll find a lot of success. So let's start with the laser. Let's use the FSS Oil V laser. Add some sprint to fire and ADS on this. Copy this class setup. It's the M4, #1 M4 class setup, and you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with it. On to the next one. It's the ISO Hemlock. This has literally no recoil. It's a little bit ridiculous. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to build this. So this is a class that I've been actually starting to use a little bit more frequently, just because that thing doesn't move. I think a lot of you guys want no recoil class setups. On this, you don't want to put on the X10 porter. You need that extra damage range. So I believe I'm gonna throw on the Harbinger D20. It's the standard muzzle for these ARs. That's some bullet velocity and recoil smoothness. You're gonna definitely throw on the 45 round magazine, and then you're gonna throw on the FTAC Ripper 56 for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. And you obviously will see that this thing does not move. Copy the setup. That is the ISO Hemlock. I'm sorry, I meant to put this as the Lockman 556, but you guys know this is the Grau, my personal favorite. This literally has no recoil. You guys already know this. But here's how we're gonna build this. We're gonna add on the AIM OP-V4, ADS, and FFAR eye position. It's preference at the end of the day, so you guys will figure that out. You don't have to tune these things to the exact tunes that I do it, but you guys already know that this thing is an absolute monster, and you're not gonna miss your shots with this. You're gonna throw on the 60 round magazine, and you're gonna throw on the FTAC Ripper 56. Recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. That's preference at the end of the day, the aim walking speed or the aiming idle stability. And that is how I build my Lockman 556. And you guys will see the thing doesn't move. I'll show you guys the recoil. Ugh. Copy this class setup. Is the Lockman 556. This has been growing on me. It is the STB 556. I love this setup so much because for some reason, whenever I use this, it just kind of feels like strong. Don't know what it's just something about this weapon. I don't know if it's on the stat sheet or whatever, but it just feels so powerful. And I just I don't know. I can use this all day. So I'm gonna tune this barrel to have more recoil sense and damage range. We're not gonna throw on a muzzle because it already has an integrated suppressor on it. We're gonna add on the FTAC Ripper 56 for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. And then we're gonna throw on a Bruin Q90 grip for that sprint to fire and ADS for more recoil steadiness and sprint to fire. And this thing is not gonna move. Most of these classes I want to show you guys, they're not gonna have a lot of recoil. So the only thing I guess would be the muzzle flash. This thing doesn't move, man. I mean, you're gonna find out like this thing slays. This is the STB 556 class setup. Let's build the cast-off 74U. I use this as an AR SMG kind of hybrid type of weapon, and it just feels right. You guys didn't know they added a new barrel about 3 weeks ago, and this thing just makes it more like, it feels like an AR with this attachment. Before, they didn't have any attachments to increase the damage range, so they finally did that, and so that is what we're going to use for that. And then we're going to throw on the Harbinger D20. I think that is the standard barrel for ARs, or I'm sorry, muzzle. I'm gonna add on the actually, you know what? We're not gonna add an FTAC Ripper 56 because this thing is not gonna have any recoil. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add some sprint to fire and ADS attachments. So we are just kind of like, these are ingrained in my head, but I kind of make a few adjustments as we go along. And then we're going to add a sprint to fire speed. Wait, we're going to add a rear grip to this to add some mobility, sprint to fire, and then let's take a look at this in the firing range. Look, you don't have to use this. If you guys prefer an optic, just take off the laser and put on an optic. You'll be perfectly fine. Lockman Sub, my personal favorite SMG. Oh my god, I love this. And like, this is like, personally, I find like I win most of my gunfights with this thing. It's an absolute monster. You guys will see. You guys watch my videos. You guys will know that this thing is an absolute beam. I am using the Lockman TCG foregrip, recoil stainless, and sprint to fire. And then I'm going to be using the FSS Oil V laser. No, the VOK laser. That's for ARs, and I just love this thing. It just feels right, man. That is the MP5 class setup. Definitely want to use this as your secondary. ISO 45 or the UMP 45 because I make this into a UMP 45. I love this thing. You guys have been watching my streams. If you guys have not been tuning in, you guys need to turn on the notifications because you guys are actually capping a little bit. No barrel. I'm sorry. No barrel. We're going to throw on the Bruin Cubic Comp as this is going to reduce the recoil. This thing doesn't even have any recoil to begin with, but you guys will find out like, okay, wait, hold up, timeout. I definitely want to use this setup. You guys will find all kinds of setups on YouTube with this, but people want to use the 45 round magazine. I don't know. If you guys are playing quads or trios, you guys can put on the 45 round magazine. You know what? We'll just do that. 45 round magazine. Give that a try. I love this thing. As you guys can see, the ADS, it's very fast. Whoa, what was that? Let's go, baby. Copy the setup. This is my new improvised ISO 45. But if you guys want to use the 30 round magazine, this is what I use right here. I'm sorry, right here. Boom, boom. So, not too different. Under barrel for the aesthetic vibes, but and then the rear grip over here. But you can use the setup that I just built as well. MP7 is growing on a lot of people, and let's build that #1 class setup for you guys. This you want to have a lot of ADS and sprint to fire because if you're up close to the MP7, it just works like magic. The barrel is going to be up to you. I know there's better barrels for damage range and stuff like that, but you don't want to have something that's going to reduce your ADS by a lot. This barrel is the perfect medium for that, and you guys will see why as we go into it. So you want to use that for that. Put on an underbarrel. F-Tac Ripper 56 will be fine. Recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. I definitely want to throw on a 50 round magazine. Then I'm going to actually put on the Bruin Cubic Comp, just to reduce the recoil even more, because this thing can actually have a little bit of recoil. So let's just see what this plays out. Cool. The ADS is really fast. I mean, it's not like super fast, but you guys will see the difference. Like if you throw in another barrel, it's gonna be very slow and clunky. You don't need a muzzle. The thing doesn't move. When you're strafing, doesn't move. You'll be fine. That is my #1 class setup for the MP7. And finally, we have the FFAR. You know what? We don't even need to go into that. I have the #1 FFAR right here. This thing is my personal favorite. This thing will not move at all. It's an underestimated gun. People don't use it. I don't know why. These are all of my attachments right here. The 60 round magazine, the F-Tac Ripper 56, the Harmbitter D20. I'll go over the tunes one more time, but I know I go a little bit fast here. But this thing is an absolute monster, man. These are my top 10 class setups that I just go to 100% all the time. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys do drop a like and subscribe. These are my top 10 class setups in Warzone currently. Let me know any guns that I missed out in the comment section below. I probably did, like the Cronin Squall or the Squall, and just let me know what you guys are using in the comment section below. If you guys are using shotguns, please give me a build for a shotgun. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys are subscribed down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.